I'm Tim Callison. I'm the mayor of Langley, and I'm a very fortunate individual because there are so many elements in this town that are iconic and precious and creative and full of energy. And this particular project brought together three of our most precious elements of this town. Number one, the whales that come and feed on our shore annually that are out here that you can see from Seawall Park. Number two, a very, very talented artistic community, and Georgia Gerber is one of those members of that community. And if you do come visit, there's art all over the town, both by Georgia and others. And our third element that helped to create this very, very unique whale is the fact that we have the Whale Center, part of the Orca network here in town. We have a whale museum, and all those three elements together came together in order to inspire our Langley Arts Fund to create this wonderful piece by raising donations from the community. And then the artist, Georgia Gerber, did an exceptional job of interpreting what a gray whale looks like swimming gracefully through the sea.
So this is the now famous wishing whale sculpture in Langley. And this all started a couple of years ago when a group of us from the Langley Arts Commission started thinking about Seawall Park and really connecting downtown Langley with its waterfront. Right now there's a steep bluff there, and we wanted to start the process of getting Langley back to its historical roots of water. And we thought, being from the Arts Commission, that one of the best ways to do that would be an iconic piece of art. And we had split off and started a group called the Langley Arts Fund. And we decided that our first project would be a whale.
So I started out with the idea of the whale, the form of the whale feeding or diving down, and I did just a little small maquette. I presented that to the committee in that, I think it was January 2020 or 19. And then from there, the idea got approved. So then I had to enlarge it up to, with a company, to a larger version, which they computer scanned my little maquette and created a blue styrofoam for me. So that came to the studio, and that had to be reclayed, covered, and then also that long process of trying to make this gray whale graceful, beautiful, elegant, and still keep the form of it. I had all of this material, books, measurements, but as I've said before, the gray whale tapers here, tapers there, not much different than a slug with flippers. And so I just had to allow myself to keep pushing that form to find that grace. And it went on and on, but I got there. I'm really happy with it, and Randy can attest to that. But so then that 6 foot actually got to 7.5 feet before I had to slice and dice to create a little more elegance here, or whatever. I just changed that original form. And then it went down to a foundry in Eugene, or more complicated than that, but basically everything got enlarged to the fuller scale based on that, what was a 6 foot, now a 7.5 foot maquette that went down south. Randy can help with that a little bit more in the process stuff. But
oh, well, with Georgia, the final piece that we had here on Whidbey was a 6 foot version of this. And she's saying it got to 7 feet because when she saw it at 6 feet, the proportions weren't quite right for her, so we ended up having to manipulate that somewhat. But in the end, she ended up with a 6 foot version, which was half scale. And then that was scanned and used 3D printing to print out each of large sections of that at a larger scale, so that when those sections got cast and welded back together, it created this 12 foot piece. And that's how that was done in the foundry. and it was quite sophisticated. One of the things along the way was this is actually one of George's first pieces that was fully engineered. He had the engineering figure out what, because of the angles of the way the base is holding it, wanted to make sure that if there's a lot of weight out on the tail or in any kind of earthquakes or wind and whatnot, that it could support itself well. So there's a whole lot of inner structure made out of stainless steel that's inside this thing, hold it up. The engineer that inspected it wrote that he thought we could probably park a small truck on the back end, it would be okay. So we know it's going to hold up.
How do you feel about your contribution to life in Langley, beautifying our town?
You know, it's interesting. At first, when I was approached, I have so many other pieces here. I thought maybe there should be another artist, or go. You know, I was trying to maybe redirect a little bit, but now I just feel so honored that I was chosen and that I was able to have this year to do this piece. It might be my swan song. I don't know. I don't know how much I'll do another big commission like this now, but it was a good turning point in my life. Where my grandsons are here. They come to Langley all the time. It just felt like I wanted to be a part of the generations. I wanted to honor the species that are out there and their hope for their future. And it just was a huge honor. And I didn't get it at first until I was way into the project and I started to see the multiple levels of that impact and maybe work even harder. But yeah, it was an important piece of my life on a lot of levels.
One of the requests for the whale was, of course, to make it into a wishing whale so that there'd be a way to drop money in. And so the blowholes presented the obvious place to do that. Unlike a piggy bank, though, it's not raised up and obvious, so a lot of people, I think, don't see that. It's mentioned on the sign, but I would like to demonstrate that this is where the coins go. And that you probably can't hear, but we had a fun idea at the end. There's a chute that the money falls down and goes into a basket inside the base. And I realized that we could align a bell in there. So when you drop a coin in, the bell goes off nicely.